Shalom. This message here is for just a thought I want to share with those who consider themselves, or even if you don't consider yourself that, what the term today is, targeted individuals. You know, like I said, I listen to a lot of people, you know, from their point of view, different ones. But the sad thing about it is, and it's sad, and it's also in our favor, those people that are considered targeted, is that we watch a lot of people, we inspired by a lot of people, but then when we actually meet them or come around them, we often find out that they are actually perpetrators too. So it's kind of like the thing of, you know, when the parents used to say, like your mother, dad, or whatever used to say, do what I say, not what I do. So a lot of times these people will give good advice, because they'll tell you a lot of the truth, you know, to keep you listening. But then they also throw you off too. So use your discernment, keep the good, throw away the bad. And like I said, a lot of these people, when you come around them, you know, they'll give you signs, and they'll show that they're also gang stalkers. So don't let that discourage you. You know, just always look for the good. You know, and go with that. Use the discernment, because like I say, in this hour, you know, you got so much evil that's going on, and then you also must consider too. There are people, like I always say, there's still good people in this earth. You know, doing all types of work, all type of services. So when I speak against things, I'm not talking about those people, because there are good people in every aspect of life, still. But then you also have those who are perpetrating, who are actually gang stalkers, who may be coming from, no telling where they're coming from, you know, because we're in a time of this CERN thing. People might be coming through portals, and, you know, all type of things, you know, coming, looking like people, but actually are not, you know. So when saying it, they'll try to do just about anything. Like for instance, I'm not sure if you've seen a video that I had made when I was unfairly taken to jail behind something that I was held responsible for subrogation of someone else, an entity that's not me. And while I was in there, took my DNA without my permission, because I asked them. I said, well, woke me up late at night while I was in there, and I said, where you going? He said, well, you need to take your DNA. For what? You know, do I have to give it to you? No. I mean, no, they said, yeah. Or they'll probably charge you something else. I said, well, why? You know, I don't really want to do it, but you know, since being coerced, you know, I didn't feel comfortable with that. Then on the way out, because I know about that. I know about how that operates. Then they tried to fingerprint me again. I said, you don't need to fingerprint nobody. You know what I mean? We need to make sure we're releasing the right person. You know, so that sounds suspect to me too. And that was May 8th and May 9th when I was in there. And like I said, for the record, I ain't never been in there in 2018, nothing like that. So I don't know what they're talking about. And so, like I said, I'm Sejuris, propria personam, solo propria, Negasel, Sejuris. So, just letting you know, like I said, you know, I'm not blaming everyone, because this time that we're living in right now, you know, a lot of the good people, even in those positions, are forced to stand aside while those evil ones do what they do. They'll try to entrap you and try to ruin your life. So for you good people out there, know that you're still good. Know that I know that there are some good people in those places. You know, but this thing right now is the corruption has got so bad to where they're even forcing the good people to stand aside and watch while they try to go about and do their wrong. The only reason I'm saying this because it says exposed. The scriptures say exposed the workers of darkness. You know, so just letting you know. So don't be disappointed when you see those that you've looked up to when you thought was really legitimate, and then you find out that they gang stalkers. Like I said, a lot of people on YouTube are gang stalkers. They give you some good information because they know, because they the one doing it. So they have a good approach of telling you how things go and how to do things because they know they're the ones doing stuff. But they'll hide behind the fact that they're telling you some good things so you keep you strung along. But then when you meet them, you're disappointed because they start pulling out the phones, doing all the different things, the signs, and so just to encourage you. Shalom.